A win for the Texans, and they didn't even play. Matter of fact, we don't even know who they're going to play. It is schedule week. Happy schedule release eve to everyone who celebrates accordingly. It is SNL. Landry Locker, Cody Stutes with you. Big announcement. 24 hours from now, we will have a special guest joining us right here on SNL. He is a special guest, and his name is Frank Ross. Frank Ross, the special teams coach for the Texans, will join us. We will ask Frank about perhaps a down year and special teams last year. We'll ask him about all the football things, but he also has a charity that he's been doing for 4 years where he gives haircuts to homeless folk. And we're going to talk to Frank about that. And we're going to make our own personal donations. But if you want to ask Frank Ross a question, every super chat will go 100%, really 140%, because YouTube will take some of the change on that. The full amount will go towards Frank Ross's charity. So if you like Frank Ross, this is a good time to get to know Frank Ross. We'll talk to him. Special teams has been a big part of what the Texans do, and this is a good charity. It's an opportunity to perhaps raise some money and get to know Frank Ross here. So he's going to join us in 24 hours. So be sure to come through and like you always do, and with the special guest Frank Ross.
Yeah, he's pumped up to do it. We're pumped up to have him. We're going to have a lot of fun talking football, and I mean, I got to imagine there's some non-football life nuggets that Frank Ross is going to drop on us. Plus, we got to give him a hard time about still being one of the all-time John Carroll producers. I thought it was a football factory. Frank Ross had these records for 20 years. So we can talk about that.
Yeah, and he just got inducted into their Hall of Fame. I think that's going to be a wordy speech. I'm a little worried about that.
A little bit. So tomorrow, 4:00, don't miss it. We'll tell you all about Coach Ross's cuts and all the fantastic stuff. It's going to be great.
And if you want to super chat and ask about Chris Boyd, do so. We'll see how he handles that. If you want to do it on the chat, people are saying if you want to do it, that's good, and it'll be going to a great cause. So yeah, go ahead and do that. It's a nice charity. It's very hands-on. Some people say people aren't hands-on when they have a charity. I would say Frank Ross's charity is about as hands-on as possible.
Yep.
For sure. So we will definitely talk to Frank, and we look forward to having you here again. We will donate accordingly to Frank's charity. So
yep.
Cool. There you go. The charity is called
I got the link in the chat for everybody.
The link is in the chat if you want to check it out. It's called Coach Ross Cuts. Yeah. If you want to check that out. So yeah.
It's got all the information on there, and if you want to go ahead and donate there, you certainly can. We're going to donate the super chats. It's going to be a fun visit with Frank tomorrow.
So there you go. Frank Ross coming through. Texans, they got a win today. The NFL announced the international games.
What is this win? You've been telling me all day they got to win. They got to win. What's the win?
Well, they avoided international competition, which is a good thing. You have right here is the international competition. The Vikings will be traveling accordingly. We already know the Jags play in London. Some were talking about Brazil as a potential matchup for the Texans. Well, they will not be playing in Brazil. They will not have to play on that field. Although I think it worked out okay for the Eagles. Sure. They were able to overcome it. But look, if you can avoid international travel during an NFL season, I think you would like to do that. And the Texans, they avoid that. So that's chalk off a W, a preseason schedule week dub for the Texans, as they do not have to travel.
I would guess that the next time the Texans are international is Mexico City. But I also would say that that's maybe a couple of years away, because I think there's some field repairs and making sure that it's good to go. And I don't know that there's ever been contentness with the field situation when they've played in Mexico City, regardless of who's playing. So I think in the future, Mexico City is certainly on the horizon for the Texans, but no international game this year. That's fine with me, and I got to imagine that's fine with the Texans.
Yeah, they're cool with that. So we've said, and I've said, that they want it to be closer to the 2023 than what they had in 2024, where you went from one extreme to the other. But the Texans, they avoid the international travel, and they are safe in that area. And we'll see what happens tomorrow once the schedule drops.
Yeah, I guess there was a chance they could play the Brazil one. There's a chance for the London one. You missed both of those. You didn't play any of the other teams that were assigned to the other ones. Hopefully it's Mexico City the next time they go international. That's a short trip, easier to deal with. Not going to say that any international game's easy because it's totally different than their normal operating procedure. But miss out on that one, closer to noon on Sundays, baby.
Reminder: Frank Ross tomorrow. If you're just showing up, shout out to you. You can always rewind and check out the action on SNL if you hop in late. But Frank Ross will join us at 4. We will cut up with him. I'll put him on the hot seat. Be honest with you, I'll put him on the hot seat.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'll be honest with you. I've said this 100 times. Like how I judge your job or you as an athlete is based on the expectations you set. I think based on what we expected from Frank Ross, I would say last year was a down year for special teams. And we'll ask him if he agrees with that assessment or not. He's also got to learn some new rules. I don't know what the hell. I can't keep up with what they're doing on the kickoff and what they're not doing. So
disaster.
I mean, right when you feel like, you have to learn and then you figure it out, all that, like we'll figure it out. We'll ask him about Noel. If he likes Noel as a punt returner. I also got to ask him about this. I also got to ask him about this, Cody. I got to tell you, man. I told you that this guy might be a driving range guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be damned. Kai Kruger, however the hell it's pronounced, the left-footed punter, number 41, at Texans rookie minicamp. He was the star of the show, and he put on a hell of a show, and now the Jets have signed him. And I got to tell you, this guy, they got rid of Morstead, who's really good, by the way.
Right. It's not just they just signed him and they got him hanging out. They got rid of their veteran kicker for Crozier. I don't know. I don't know how we say his name.
We'll know the pronunciation eventually because this guy, I think, is going to be.
You're calling your shot, huh?
I called my shot last week. I told you it was one of the best displays I've seen.
Will he be better than Tommy Townsend this year?
Tommy Townsend's never punted like that in practice. Like
yes,
I said, he's never punted like that.
Yes, he has. I had the stopwatch out time and hang time.
We'll ask Frank. We'll ask Frank how disappointed he is that this guy got taken away because I was mesmerized by it and Frank was there. And I'm just going to ask him, am I overdoing it? Because I haven't seen anyone punt like that in a long time. And this is not hindsight. I was raving about this kid. And now the Jets, I think they got a good one.
If we're sitting here in week 16, we're like, you know what? The Texans they're not winning the punting game, but the Jets, they got the best punting game in football. We're gonna be beside ourselves.
I'm telling you, man, the guy brings it. And I'm really interested to see how it goes. Dom in Jersey, who knows what he says? He's a big special teams guy. He is on the super chat.
Swarm.
He said special teams were horrendous last year. I'll have some questions for Frank tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Horrendous is a bit of an overstatement, but
yeah, I mean, and I always say that I don't think that special teams coaches necessarily coach kickers. I think kickers coach themselves. They're basically golfers. I think you can be a good resource to the kicker, but I think for the most part, the kicker is kind of a finished product. Some teams have kicking coaches. It's rare. Not everyone carries it. You'll tell them where to kick it and the directional and stuff. But I think horrendous. I think it's kind of subjective. I think it kind of goes back. I think Dom's emotional. And irrational at times.
From New Jersey, emotional and irrational.
Yeah, emotional and irrational. But I would say that it horrendous based on what we've expected, which was top 2 in the league according to DVOA and Gosselin's special teams rankings, which is kind of the Bible of special teams rankings. But I would say, yeah, it wasn't as good as we become accustomed to. Steven Sims didn't help either. I don't think Steven Sims was coached to go catch the ball inside the 5 or muff it, but Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. So we'll
Not
see.
great.
We'll see how it goes. For sure. Mike Roberts says we had a punter who was money in the 20 and let him walk for a joke. Who's he talking about? Is he talking about
the Canadian?
Is he talking about letting Cam Johnston go?
That's what it seems like to me.
So he's saying you let Cam Johnston go for Morstead. Does he think that Tommy Townsend's a joke?
Or maybe he's saying in 2020 they had a good punter.
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
was the Texans punter in 2020?
Had us a punter who was money in the 20, inside the 20, and let him go for a joke. Cam Johnston was the punter through 20. He was here for a few years. He was one of the rare guys that got a 3-year contract.
Oh, Brian Anger, maybe?
Oh yeah, Anger's nice though. He's doing his thing with the Cowboys. Anger is the ham god.
Anger was the punter in 19 and 20.
Yeah,
and then
he was nasty.
He was a Pro Bowler with the Cowboys and an All-Pro second team in 2021 and 2023.
That fool still dropped some dimes, man. Yeah, the anger thing angered some folks in the fan base. So there you go.
Why did you steal my joke? I was going to get there. Damn it.
Sometimes the corniness rises to the top.
The corniness is contagious, baby.
Engineer says punter talk. This is deep fandom. You're damn right. It's deep fandom, my friend. That's why people.
Brian Anger. Yeah.
Brian Anger.
That was one of the first things Caserio did was get rid of Anger and sign Cam Johnston.
Yeah, Cam Johnston was good. But
couldn't stay healthy.
Townsend, I'm telling you, this just look out for Kai. Look out for KK.
Crozier,
whatever the hell he's called, KK. The driving range god, I will call him. The driving range god, for sure. But yeah, we've actually seen some pretty good punters. But that we have met our punter quota here.
I hope we stop seeing the punter. I don't ever want to see Tommy Townsend play another down. I hope they never punt. I don't ever want to see Kaimi again. Go for 2 every time. Just take the foot out of football.
Anyway, how many primetime games is ideal? Because there was a time, there's a portion of the fan base that looks at it as like a sign of respect. Oh, we got 5 primetime games. Hell yeah, that's respect. And then there's a portion that doesn't really care as much about it now. We saw 5 last year. We didn't see any the year before, except the flex. How many primetime games is ideal for you?
4 for me. I would like for them to go with a Thursday nighter, a Sunday nighter, and 2 Monday nighters.
Okay.
That'd be my ideal primetime setup. Obviously, if they only have 3, you get 1 of each. But with 4, you're going to get a double up on one of them. I'd love for them to double up on Monday Night Football. And I feel like they've got enough quality opponents and intriguing matchups that you could make a solid argument for some Monday Night Football fun with this schedule. Make an argument for some Monday Night Football fun?
Make an argument for some Monday Night Football fun?
Well, the game's got to be a big game. It can't just be some slap-ass matchup.
Oh, okay. I was trying to follow your fun thing.
You don't like that word.
No, that's
fine. You hate when I say that stuff's fun. Like no. Buccaneers and Texans is a fun Monday Night Football game.
Okay. I was trying to make sense of it, man.
Titans Texans is a shitty Monday Night Football game. Don't put them on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, shitty. I get what that means. I was just trying to make
what
it
do you
clear
have against the word fun?
I don't have anything against the word fun. You said you have potential for Monday Night Fun.
Yeah, you got to have a fun game to get on Monday Night Football.
So like a good storylines, intriguing storylines.
Yeah. I mean, Troy and Joe breaking down Baker Mayfield and CJ Stroud going toe-to-toe 2 years ago as the lead-in for Monday Night Football, that's a fun setup. Talking about Cam Ward is boring. That doesn't get you on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So I would say 3 is perfect. I would say 3 is good. I would take 2 at this point. I would take 0. But I would say that 3 is ideal for me. 3, and I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be 3.
One of each or a double up on one of them?
You can double up. But I would definitely say 3. That would be my number.
3's good. You get a Thursday night football game, and then you get a Sunday night and a Monday night. Spread them out evenly over the schedule. Call it a day. I'm fine with 3. I'm fine with 4. Anything more, it doesn't seem like the NFL. I mean, like you look at the Eagles schedule, it's all over the damn place already. Obviously, they're the defending world champs, so they get top billing on a lot of this stuff. They're in high demand, but the way that they prime timed the Texans last year, in addition to the standalone games that weren't considered prime time, the schedule was so goofy.
Well, I think Washington takes their place for sure. As I think Washington probably has the max this year, and they kind of move the needle too. DC's kind of the whole NFC East is always. I mean, you're spoon fed it, like you're force fed it. It's a big market, so I would say Washington kind of takes their place.
And you could throw a NFC East matchup in there, and it's a quality matchup, basically from the word go. Doesn't matter who Washington's playing. Any of the teams in the division are TV friendly teams. That's not the case with the Texans, where it's Texans Jags doesn't have the same pizzazz to it as Giants and Commanders, or Eagles and Commanders, or certainly Cowboys and Commanders.
Yeah. So I think they get pushed back. 3, I think, would be ideal. Now, here's the question that I have for the Mr. Fun Guy. Before I do that, let's go to the soup, though. Fun Guy, Cody Stutes. You ain't never hate. Swarm. Austin Jack, afternoon to you, my friend, a.k.a. HD AV Traveler.
Appreciate you, HD.
Yeah, May 94 says, take the football off football.
Take the foot out of football.
Yeah, so no kicking. So you're anti-kicker.
Take the foot out of football.
Take the foot and replace it with fun. Cody Stute style.
How about fun with no in right now? F you, Landry. Yeah, how about that?
All right, so which games are fun to you? Which games would you want to see in prime time? If you're putting this together, which games would you want to see in prime time of the Texans matchups?
I want Buccaneers and Texans on Monday Night Football. Like that would be one of the games for sure that I would say I'd like to see that in prime time. Buccaneers and Texans. I would very much like to see Kansas City in prime time, early in the season, preferably. I have a very specific hope. I want Thursday Night Football at home versus the Jaguars in the Battle Reds.
Okay. That's very specific. Why?
I just feel like that's one of the only divisional matchups that you could get into Thursday Night Football, and you'd have like Travis Hunter is going to be a huge story for the Jaguars every time they're on TV. And I feel like you could get that as an exciting piece of Thursday Night Football, in addition to, if it's the first matchup between the two teams since Azeez Al-Shire almost decapitated Trevor Lawrence, you've got that storyline as well. And I feel like if you're going to use the alternate uniforms, throw them in there when it's a primetime game. So Thursday Night Football, Jaguars, Battle Red at home. That's one of my particular wishes for the schedule.
See, you can say Kansas City and Baltimore, but we've been there, done that. Like, it's not even, I don't even know that it's really exciting. I mean, it's cool. It's an exciting game, but as far as like something new, we've seen it. And really, it feels like Kansas City and Baltimore have had the same storylines for the last few years. They're really, really good. Spoiler alert. Same thing with Buffalo. I'd like to see Denver. I would like to see Denver in prime time. I know Troy Aikman knows Sean Payton pretty well. So there'd be some good information there. I think they're both in the same tier. Bo Nix and CJ Stroud kind of trying to do the same things. I don't want to like start like some sort of debate where I say that they're like on the same level, but Bo Nix is trying to build on year one like CJ was last year, and CJ is trying to kind of bounce back.
Well, Bo Nix had a better year last year. I mean, we don't have to mince words here.
Yeah, so I would like to see a new one where you have those two teams, and then maybe the Chargers. I mean, you had the playoff matchup last year. The Chargers. I would like to see something new there. Those teams in the tier, and then maybe if another one that I would like to see, San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan, DeMeco Ryans, in Houston. We really haven't seen too many matchups between the Texans and 49ers. At least big time matchups. So I would think San Francisco would be there. They have national appeal, and DeMeco, there's that storyline. So San Francisco, the Chargers, and the Broncos. Those would be my wishes for primetime games. But I get the obvious answers with the upper tier teams.
I like that. The Broncos would be a good one. I'd like that on maybe Sunday Night Football. You mentioned the relationship Aikman has, so Monday Night Football makes some sense. I don't think it's out of the question that Texans Broncos could be, maybe depending on what week it is, they could be the premier game in the afternoon slate. Like, that's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I think there's some possibilities there. And I mean, the LA games are going to be threes. They're going to be 3 o'clocks. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They're in California, so they're going to be 3 o'clock games.
Yeah. So you could get, I mean, you could absolutely be in the Nance Romo radar, and certainly the Brady radar as well for that afternoon slot.
Yeah, and I think that's really possible because I think that there is some appeal. First of all, spoiler alert, I think that Fox likes to go to Los Angeles. Like I think Fox, I think they like to send guys to Los Angeles. Brady likes LA. He's kind of a West Coast cat. So I could see them sending Tom Brady to cover the Rams or the Chargers. So I could see you in that Fox game of the week area. Now that's not considered prime time, but for me, it doesn't get better than that. Like when you have now Nance and Romo, I hate listening to them. I think they're the worst team. I think they're the worst duo in football right now. I'm being serious. Like I think they're the worst duo in football right now, especially when it comes to what you would consider prime slots. I don't think they're a top 3 CBS duo. And I think as far as like when you take the A crews, I think they're the worst. I think Romo makes Jim Nance worse. I think it's annoying to listen to Tony Romo at this point. I don't think he works hard. I think he half-asses it. I don't think he should have gotten guaranteed money, and I think he sucks. And I think Jim Nance it's contagious with Jim Nance. So this is just me. This is just my opinion. I hate it. I would much rather listen to Tom Brady than Tony Romo at this point. And I cringe hearing Nance and Romo. I would rather have James Lofton call every Texans game than have to listen to Nance and Romo. I'm being dead serious.
Get me Spiro Ditas on the line.
I would rather have James Lofton call every game. I would rather have whoever. They can bunch the McCourty twins in there with the freaking whatever twins they want.
Get me Andrew Cattle on right now.
Romo and Nance suck, dude. They're terrible.
They're by far the worst A team.
They're a bad team. Like that's not a knock on Nance. I know he's a local legend. They're a bad team, and he makes them worse.
They're the worst. They're the worst A team. There's 2, probably 3 teams on their own network that are better than them, and I'm saying that knowing that Ian Eagle and JJ Watt haven't even broadcasted a game together. But I know they're going to be better than Nance and Romo. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah. I would not mind Rams afternoon game, Brady on the call. I would not mind that at all.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's a strong possibility. Plus, you're kind of on the back end of Stafford and McVay. That would be good. So I predict that Tom Brady calls Texans versus Rams. I would actually bet that happens. I would bet good money on that. It's also an opportunity for them to call a Texans game, which they don't see very often. So correct. I would be willing to bet that unless that's like some primetime game, I think that is that's going to be Tom Brady calling that. And then I would say like there's a very strong chance that you have Romo and Nance probably once or twice when you factor in the possibilities there. Because the other thing is,
I could see Romo Nance on the Ravens game.
And you also have San Francisco, which is kind of like that's an appealing brand for
Sure.
a lot of these squads that they like as well. They like to put them at 3. So yeah, I think that's the case. But my called shot will be Brady on the call, Texans Rams.
I like that. You got Texans Rams with Brady. I got Thursday Night Football versus the Jaguars at home with battle red uniforms.
Yes. Garcia says Chris Collinsworth is more bad than Romo. I disagree wholeheartedly. I disagree.
And Tarico's
elite.
Incredible.
He's past due getting the opportunity that he's getting. Al Michaels was basically sitting in his way, lingering around, and now Amazon's wasting their money on Al Michaels. So I think the play-by-play guy can make the analyst better, and I think Chris Collinsworth does a really good job. I like the Chris Collinsworth bit, to be honest with you.
Collinsworth does a good job. He's not my favorite analyst, but he's better than Romo.
Kyle Nance says, respect the Nance name. We respect Jim Nance. He's a Houston icon. I don't like seeing him like this. Like, I don't like, you remember when Kobe Bryant was having to carry Smush Parker and all those shitheads on the Lakers? Like, it sucked. Like, people didn't like watching Kobe Bryant post Shaq with a Hall of Fame career have to play with Smush Parker and, no disrespect, Kwame Brown and some of these other guys he had to play with. That's basically what Jim Nance has to do. It's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. He's trying to do what he can do, but it's pathetic. Like the work that Jim Nance has to overcompensate for his co-host. His co-host doesn't prepare. His co-host is just sitting there blabbing. He's not following stuff up, and it's a complete bit at this point. And it's hard to watch. So I respect the Nance name. I just think it's like watching Kobe with Smush Parker.
I think Kyle Nance was making a joke about Nance.
No, I know, but I'm making it clear that I respect Nance. I know that he spells it differently, but I'm making it clear that I respect Nance.
I would also tell you that, assuming it goes well, and we both believe it's going to go well, Ian Eagle and JJ Watt are the future #1 team at CBS. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear.
I mean, hell, they might put Nance with Dak Prescott, and just let Romo go for like 8 more years, and then put Nance with Dak Prescott. It seems like they just give Cowboys opportunities.
I got a hunch Jim's not doing football for too much longer. He could keep the Masters job for as long as he wants, but I got a hunch he's not hanging around football too much longer.
Birdie Boy says, is Greg Olsen still calling games? Yes, he is.
Yep. He's the number 2 spot over on Fox.
And he's freaking awesome.
Yep.
So we'll see. And I'm intrigued to see how JJ does. He's going to call a Texans game. I mean, that's I can promise you he's probably going to call a couple of Texans games. JJ Watt is calling at least 2, maybe 3 Texans games. Promise. He might be the new James Lofton.
Give me.
JJ Watt is the new James Lofton. Remember when James Lofton basically could have lived here? Now JJ Watt might be the new James Lofton.
Give me Texans Bills at noon with JJ Watt on the call.
And get ready for this, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. What a homer JJ Watt is for the Texans. He's going to get the Kirk Herbstreit Ohio State treatment. Get ready for it, JJ. They are coming for you like they come for Kirk Herbstreit every time he calls an Ohio State game. There's homer JJ Watt. Can't even be objective when he's calling Texans games. They are going to roll out for JJ Watt.
I'm waiting for him to be on a Steelers game when TJ doesn't have a new contract yet. See if he says anything.
Oh God. I think JJ can obviously be objective with the Texans. I don't know that he can be objective with TJ Watt.
Especially if TJ's sitting here playing out on his final year of his deal.
Yeah, I don't think he can be objective on TJ Watt. That is something I don't think that JJ can do. Now, maybe he can, but I don't know.
He'll get a Steelers game. Don't you worry.
And by the way, please, CBS, I beg you. I beg of you. Let's just not do the corny TJ Watt interview. We can just skip that.
Where he flies in 2 days early.
Oh God.
And they set up the tall chairs and
and he's doing the across from him interview with JJ the feature. Let's skip that. Let's skip that cheese. Pretty pleased. Schedule drops tomorrow, though. Frank Ross at 4:00 live. All super chats go to the Coach Cuts charity. 100%. Plus, we'll also donate as well. We'll talk to him about some football, the third phase, if you will, the interesting third phase of the Texans. And then 7:00, we will have the schedule release special. We will react to the Texan schedule right here. So a full day of content, locker room at 10:30 as well. So never a dull moment, never a dull time, never a downtime round here. Happy schedule eve to everyone here. Will Anderson, he says he wants to be a Texan forever. He had his charity event today. He's all about safety. This one was about fire safety, I guess. He was, if I'm not mistaken, I guess he was at like the fire station, and he said that he wants to be a Texan forever. I saw Aaron Wilson was on the scene there and got that quote from Will Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if he said anything contrary to that. And he's going to get a very lucrative and big contract if he has a successful season at the end of next year, and he'll be well on his way to being a Texan forever. So I think the news would be if he said he didn't want to. But yeah, Will Anderson's always going to say the right thing. Like, and maybe every now and then he'll give you a little nugget about the opponent or a matchup or something, but he's gonna always say the right thing. And I'm just wondering if he has a good enough year, Landry. Are we talking about highest paid defensive player in football?
I would say that's probably going to be the starting point for sure, especially with the way the edge guys go. Johnny Lambo with the dumbest question of the day. He says, are y'all getting Frank Ross on the stream or just a presser review? You think we're going to tease a presser review? Frank Ross ain't having no presser. What the hell is that? We wouldn't even play a Frank Ross presser. Come on, he's joining us. Shout out to
here live in SNL.
Live right here. He'll be right there on the screen. Right there. Yeah, I think he probably will be one of the highest paid defensive players in the league. I saw someone sent me this message. I think you got the same message. They said with the way that Nick Caserio negotiates contracts, Nico Collins' agent must feel like a rube.
Someone didn't send this to it. Mike Meltzer sent us this. Mike Meltzer sent us this. He
said that with the way Nick Caserio negotiates contracts, basically Nico Collins' agent must be a moron. Now, I obviously take it with a grain of salt because Nico had been injured and it was before the season and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I will say, when's the last time Nick Caserio didn't completely lose a one-sided negotiation of a contract? And you can go back and kind of look at it. Stingley was the highest paid corner by $5 million, and Sauce Gardner hadn't even gotten his contract yet. Yep. Tunsil was automatically the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. No questions asked. Titus Howard was a top 5 highest paid right tackle, despite the fact we hadn't seen him perform close to being a top 5 right tackle. You traded for Shaq Mason when basically he could have been a salary dump. You made him one of the highest paid guards in the league. Dalton Schultz, you didn't want to franchise tag him once, so you did it twice. You gave him 2 guaranteed years, basically at the price of the franchise tag. Stephon Diggs, you got a favorable contract. You know what? Let's void all that. Let's eliminate the comp pick and let's go ahead and get rid of that, just so that you can basically go get that same contract. And really, it's the same situation that we would have been in regardless. What else am I missing? Jaden Higgins. All right. Hey, go ahead. Sure. Why not? Let's give you the most guaranteed money of all time. The only fully guaranteed contract of all time for a second round pick.
No, he's just the first. The other second rounder in front of Higgins is fully guaranteed now too.
When I saw this, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, Mike's being dramatic. Azeez Al-Shire got a hell of a lot of money. I will say that. That was a hell of – hey, Jalen Petrie, we've only got a 10-game sample size of this, but you know what? Hey, highest paid nickel cornerback in the league. Oh, Jimmy Ward, you get hurt a lot and you're around here. You know what? Hey, here's a contract extension for you that probably would have been an appropriate contract had you played the whole season regardless.
Did you say Danielle Hunter yet?
Oh, Danielle Hunter, we got you on a good contract. It was actually a really, really good contract. You know what? Here you go.
Second highest average annual value.
Let's make you the second highest paid edge guy in the league. Let's get it. I laughed at this when I first saw this from Mike Meltzer, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? This is one of the, I won't say few times, but this is one of the times where I will say Mike Meltzer has a decent point when it comes to Nick Casario's contract negotiation abilities.
My question would be, how much more money do you think Nico was going to get? Because he checks in as the 13th average annual value.
No, it's a reasonable contract. The point is that he doesn't usually give reasonable contracts. That's the point. No, it was ideal. I think it was good for both sides. The point is he doesn't typically do that.
But I would tell you that the severe injury history is the reason that's the contract. Like,
okay.
Isn't it?
Okay. Does Derek Stingley not have that? We have a 1-year sample size of it not happening.
Derek Stingley's played 30 straight games at this point.
No, I know, but we do have that history before that. We have a large body of work.
Yeah, I would tell you that Derek Stingley's been healthier than Nico Collins the past 2 years.
Yeah, past 2 years. Well, I think they've missed. I think he's probably missed what? Stingley missed like a month. Collins missed 7 games combined in the last 2 years. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if you count the games,
look, it only takes one fully healthy season to convince them, I guess, that you're going to be a healthy guy forever, because that's what happened with Stingley.
Yeah, Chase is saying, yeah, the point is that he didn't win the negotiations when the agent always wins the negotiations. That's the point.
Yeah, everybody thought the contract was pretty fair. So
yes,
yeah.
Which is rare.
Fair
is rare with Casario negotiations. Fair is rare.
So Drew Rosenhaus jacked this up? Like,
no, I think Drew Rosenhaus just functioned in a normal world.
He's not going to. Casario's not. He's not Brooklyn Brawler. He doesn't lose every time. He's got to have an upset win every now and then. He rolled up Nico Collins, his agent, and got the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no.
Everyone's around like, did that just happen?
No, I think Nick's done a good job. I think there is valid question about the way in which he values draft picks once he gets equity. I think that's questionable. And I think the contract negotiations, it doesn't feel like they win very often. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Like a lot of their trades they win. I think they have a good track record. That they have a good really him and DeMeco have a good track record in everything you can really measure. I think they've done a good job in free agency. I think they've done a good job in the draft. I think they've done a good job overall. And I think they've really had more flexible spending maybe before they pay CJ and Will. So they're just they're a little bit more aggressive. So I will say all that. But as I'm watching yesterday and I'm watching the NBA, and we'll get to in a second, should the NFL have a draft lottery? Yes or no? Get it in on the chat. Should the NFL have a draft lottery or not? Yes. But I'm watching the NBA yesterday and I'm watching the Knicks. I'm watching them do their thing. And it looks like there's the news that Tatum's hurt now, but the Knicks were playing really well. And the Knicks are strongly favored to get to the conference finals. And then I'm watching the Wolves, and the Wolves, they're up 3-1 now. They're strongly favored to get to the Western Conference Finals. And I'm like, okay, they made a trade with each other, and it's one of those trades where both teams win. Like it feels like Julius Randle was a good fit for what the T-Wolves want to do, and Karl Anthony Towns was a good fit for what the Knicks wanted to do. So it's possible for both sides to win a negotiation. It's possible for both sides to win a trade. It just seems like when it comes to negotiations, Nick Casario don't win very much, and it's usually not two-sided.
I've made this comment, I think, before on here, and I think I made it to a couple of different other people. I think the Texans cap is another one I've made it to. A car dealership loves seeing Nick Casario coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because
MSRP over that. That looks like a damn Olympic race. Yeah. That is a 100-meter sprint. You're sitting. Normally, when a normal customer walks in the office, hey, you go ahead. As soon as Casario walks in, it's a damn sprint. You're hearing dress shoes squeaking through that car dealership hallway.
He's paying sticker price. He's getting the upgrade. He's getting the maintenance package. He's getting the car wash package. He's paying exactly what they want for that vehicle. There's no There's no haggling over some free car washes. Not with Nick Caserio. Let's just get this done. Let's just buy this car. Let's go.
Give me the VIN. Nick Caserio pays for the VIN number etching. But he's done a good job. But yeah, I do think the criticism's appropriate with the contract negotiations. I thought Meltzy brought up a solid point there. By the way, big day for Mike Meltzer tomorrow. He is he's got a trial, so hopefully he handles his business at a high level.
He's like representing somebody at a trial.
What do you think?
Well, he could be on trial. Some of the dirty stuff he tells us he does.
Yeah. And someone says Nick did fleece the Browns. Yeah, I mean that wasn't he wasn't in control. Deshaun had the no trade clause. And we're talking contract negotiations strictly. So yeah, we're talking more so contract negotiations. And we're saying that Nick Caserio did a good job. So we don't have to get too in the woods about it. But man, thought it was an interesting point by old Meltzer.
You think he only orders the specials at restaurants? Like, oh yeah, sure, give me the special. It's way more chef special.
No, like he here's what Nick Caserio does when he goes to a restaurant, and he doesn't go to restaurants very often. But
probably a good point.
If they have a lunch menu and the lunch menu has like a regular item menu on it, but the price is like $1.50 or $2 lower, like it's usually the lunch special.
No, I'd like the dinner portion, please.
No, it's not even the portion. It's the same portions. It's just a lower price. He goes, no, I want to order from the regular menu, but it's the same thing. No, I'll order from the regular menu. So the enchilada dinner is normally $11.99. I know he ain't eating enchiladas. It's normally $11.99. It's $9.99 during lunch. I'll have the enchilada, the regular menu enchiladas. Sir, it's $2 cheaper on the lunch board. No. I want the regular, the $11.99.
I'll take the $11.99 enchiladas. Okay, sir.
You know, it's 2 enchiladas, rice and beans here, and also here on the back of this menu with the lunch portion. Yeah, I know. I'll take the $11.99. All right, thank you, sir.
It's true. Yeah, he's probably never had an enchilada. Too many carbs, too many flavors.
Oh, my goodness. So you asked this question today. I'm just going to let you present this to the people.
How much would you hate having a draft lottery in the NFL? I would not like it at all. Because the NFL draft is more than just 1 or 2 good players. Obviously, when you get down to the nitty-gritty of like acquiring a quarterback, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. But even then, you look at who some of the best quarterbacks in football are, they weren't all number 1 overall picks. So like the lack of talent, like you get better in the NBA via trades and free agency. Like you get better in the NFL via drafting well, keeping those players and paying them. It's like the draft is like a little bit less important in the NBA. But if they had it in football, I mean, I don't think I would like it at all. And there's just there's enough good players to go around that I don't think you could justify having a draft lottery in the NFL.
Well, I think in the NFL you need a complete team. So there is that. I think it wouldn't skew things as much as like acquiring like a LeBron James or an Olajuwon or, anything like that. So I don't think it would skew it as much. But the other thing about the NFL and why I could actually make the case for a draft lottery is they actually have integrity. And sometimes it's frustrating, but there's integrity in this league. There's pride. And sometimes like in week 16, we've seen it at the final week of the season where there's exceptions. And obviously you kind of want to play it smart, but there is like competitive integrity to where teams are playing till the very end. The NBA has a problem where these guys there's load management. They don't play all the time. Sometimes you don't even know if they're trying to win. And as a result of that, it would just the whole tanking thing and stuff would be more of a problem in the NBA. The reason why I wouldn't hate it in the NFL is because there is, consistent integrity. I will say this though, like if the NFL did do it, I mean, it would be an absolute spectacle. I mean, my God, they could probably divide that into a week.
Yeah, they could. Well, then trading picks gets even more interesting too, like trading a future first. Or
Oh
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah. And I mean, yeah, yesterday's was obviously rigged. And Nico knew that he was going to get the. I mean, let's be honest. Like he knew he was getting that pick. Like that was part of the deal. You send Luka to LA. Nico's. You can't convince me otherwise. They didn't want Dallas to burn as an NBA city. I think that's good. But they knew. And with that, if you know that, the trade doesn't look as bad. Now they're going to say you didn't know that, but yeah, they kind of knew that. Let's be serious.
Well, here's nobody's talking about here.
Okay.
They double rigged it at the top because now San Antonio's got a great draft asset to go get Giannis and put Giannis with Wemby.
Good Lord. Yeah,
So,
I don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah, that would
double rigged.
Yeah, the NFL lottery would be crazy though. But yeah, I don't hate it. I saw a lot of hot takes on it, like comparing the NFL and like markets and all that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's.
I just wouldn't like it. I like the way it's situated now, and there's enough talent density in the draft that you don't feel like if you don't get the number 1 overall pick, you're screwed.
Yep. Fun thing to watch though. I think the NBA, it's fine with the NBA. The NBA is adjusted, but don't try to tell me that wasn't rigged. Let's be serious.
Yeah, player movement in the off seasons sometimes more interesting than the games in the NBA.
It's not even interesting anymore though, because it's so extreme. Like it's like this guy forced his way. Oh wow, okay, there's drama. Oh right, like it's really not interesting. Like it's so often and it's so frequent and they're so pampered that it's like I said this the other day on the night stream. When it comes to the NFL, like a lot of times you'll hear like extreme. I'm sure agents say this, and I'm sure some players say it. It's that, you know, the NFL doesn't have guaranteed contracts, but the NFL and MLB do. And to me, when you say, well, NFL players get hurt, yeah, I think it's kind of a counter argument. Then why would I guarantee your contract if it's a more dangerous sport? Like that doesn't, like, a lot of times, like, the argument is kind of a counter argument. Okay, so you're telling me that you get like that y'all get hurt more, so we should guarantee your contracts. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think the NFL actually resembles like somewhat of society, and the NBA and MLB, it's like comparing your Christmas gifts to the spoiled ass brat, like at school, that's a jackass who does, like, nobody likes. He's like a snooty, like, brat type of dude. It's like, yeah, I mean, I don't think you should compare yourself to that. I don't think the NFL and or the NBA and MLB really represent society. I'm getting kind of boomerish, but I think their leagues kind of speak for themselves as to the state of them and where they're at. I didn't mean to turn this into that, but that's just kind of how I feel about it.
How tall is that soapbox? You're already pretty tall.
It's about 5 foot soapbox. It's just the back of my day. I have enjoyed watching these playoffs though. I think they've been fantastic. They've
had some pretty good playoff games for sure.
Preston says, could you imagine the Rockets get flagged too with that first pick? Yeah, I mean, it would have been a game changer, and they would have had so many trade options. Like, it would have been crazy.
That'd have been sick.
It would have been insane. But
yeah. Just for any basketball folks, give your Cooper flag comp, because I think it's a really good one that I haven't
seen. Grant Hill, man. He's Grant Hill.
Yeah, it's a good one.
He's Grant Hill. I've heard Kawhi Leonard and stuff. I think he's Grant Hill. Very explosive. Hopefully he doesn't wear Feelers, because if you wear Feelers, you end up hurt. If you sell your soul to be a guinea pig for a new shoe brand, you end up getting hurt until you switch to Nikes and kind of, salvage your career on the back end in Phoenix or whatever. But yeah, you got the Feelers. I think he's Grant Hill. Still Grant Hill. And I know that Dallas passed on him a few years ago for a guy named Jason Kidd, kind of controversial. And now Jason Kidd will get his Grant Hill, unless Nico says F y'all and double birds them and passes on Cooper flag.
Your buddy Tim McMahon has already said that is not happening.
Yeah, and I think that would be probably the case. Is there a organization that has more like white guys that are like pivotal franchise pieces than Dallas? I guess Boston.
Well, even Boston.
Bird,
yes, Larry
McHale was never the top guy though, but he was up there.
Yeah, but Boston's got they've got lots of Dallas is the one, though. I mean, Luka, Dirk, now Cooper Flag.
Well, that is the widest trio.
Like, how many all-time roster spots are filled with Caucasian guys? Dallas is going to have 3.
Near the top. I guess if you just want to go all quarterbacks in Green Bay and you want to go Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers, like maybe you could say that, but I mean that is the most honky trio that you can imagine. Like, goodness gracious. I mean, that looks like 3/5 of a starting 5 at BYU, for being honest.
BYU. And Steve Nash. So, of course, Steve Nash.
But they traded Nash. Nash is more of a son at this point, but
okay. All right.
Whatever. Anyway, there we go. Shout out to everyone for joining us again. The big announcement, Frank Ross tomorrow, 4:00. He's going to be on the show. He's going to be live. All super chats go to his charity. We'll have him lay that out. We'll ask him about the special teams. We'll ask him about whatever we want to ask him about. Is it a bounce back season for him? Noel as a punt returner. We'll have some fun with Frank, and it'll be for a good cause. So we appreciate everyone for rolling with us. There's never a downtime around here. Schedule week is another awesome time of the year. Don't let anyone minimize it. And if they minimize it, then just completely tell them to F off, because schedule week is awesome. It matters. It's going to be fun. They already got a win today. No international game. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So there will be 2 streams tomorrow for those asking. 4:00 live with Frank Ross, 7:00 live to react to the schedule. 3 for me. I'm going to be 10:30 as well on the locker room stream. So I'm streaming 3 times tomorrow. It's almost like the draft, and we got you covered right here. The Houston football family with myself and Cody Stutes. Appreciate y'all for rolling through. All you morons in the chat that think that we're gonna talk about a presser and hype it up like that with Frank Ross, come on, man. Let's be serious. Subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, whether you are bored or you're having fun like Cody Stutes, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good, and even if you don't know how to have fun like Landry Locker, can't wait till we talk Texans again soon.